And getting out there is fun. If I knew that this could be a job for me when I was in high school or early in my university career, it would be awesome. I just didn't even know this existed.
Uklama, Evan Touchie. Nachkua is my First Nations name. I am 16 and I'm going into grade 11. We're at Terrace Beach today. I'm interviewing Emily and Marie from Redfish. And how's your guys' day going?
Great, thank you.
Better now.
How did you guys come to know kelp monitoring and want to do it and as a job, and if you guys enjoy it?
Well, we started last year, and Marie was the one who came up with this wonderful idea as something that Redfish could be involved with. So it began in 2021 just to understand what's happening with kelp, because we don't really have a great understanding of how much kelp is out there, where these kelp beds are, and how they're doing, if they're healthy or if there's any negative trends, if kelp's disappearing in certain areas. So we just wanted to get out and try and determine what the baseline was.
I think that kelp is a huge part of this habitat and ecosystem. In the last few years, kelp is becoming a bigger topic. I think people are realizing how much it provides habitat for all types of different species. And later on realized there is not that much data on what's going on out there, and there's been a lot of areas around the world where kelp has been declining. So we just wanted to start at the beginning, basically.
What would restoration look like? How do you think that would look like in the future?
Great question. And I don't think we really have an answer for it yet. So like I said before, it's a long-term project where we're gonna have to be out just monitoring and collecting this information for a good few years before we can determine if restoration might be necessary based on seeing if there is a trend. But restoration could be tricky in our area as things stand right now, because we don't have a healthy otter population. So there's some areas that it might not be feasible to restore because there's so many urchins that haven't been kept in check by the otters.
I always hear stories from my grandfathers how when people came here and they were over hunting otters for their pelts, and it was crazy amount of money, so they over hunted them, and then sea urchins started becoming a huge problem because there was no otters to eat them. And so I was just about to bring that up and see if that was still a problem. Not
in all of the sites that we are surveying, but there's certainly some areas where we see a pretty big sea urchin population. When we're out, we, if it's possible, like to get in the water with a mask and snorkel and be able to determine if there are or aren't urchins in that area.
You never really think of kelp monitoring as when you're a kid, but what does that look like to educate youth and high schoolers and even young adults?
True, I think it's, for most people, it's a little bit out there. They're like, oh, what are you doing out there? But basically what we're trying to do is pretty simple, is getting the data, the scientific data that can make the connection on how the ecosystems are doing. And I think everybody can relate to that from any age.
Where did this interest root from? Was it an experience or?
I grew up in the Cowichan Valley, and my dad was a commercial diver. So I spent a lot of time on the water. My family was in Barkley Sound quite a lot when I was a kid, so I think I was exposed to marine life really young, and like so many 10-year-olds decided that I wanted to go to school and be a marine biologist. And then I actually did it. So a lot of people say that and then go, there's no jobs in that. I studied at UVic, marine biology and environmental science, and ended up in UCluelet for a summer job, and then never left.
That's so good for me to hear, because I want to get a scholarship to go to UVic literally and go take marine biology, and to try come back here and help my community. But thank you guys for talking with me and answering all my questions and making the time to bring me out and teach me all this, and just thank you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for your enthusiasm, and we always have room on our paddle boards for you to come out and join.